Welcome to another week of the Breezeway, everybody. I'm Steve Francis. This is my host, Greg Werner. Greg, exciting news. Tell everybody where we're at.
Yeah, we're down here at Cheers in Trenton, Ontario, folks. This will be the home of the Breezeway for the rest of this season, and we're happy to be here and happy to just be involved in the whole music atmosphere here at Cheers.
Yes, throughout the pandemic, this was one of very few places that kept live music alive as much as possible, the same as what the Breezeway did.
Yeah, and there's a few people here in the hall and at home. Clap as loud as you can, but give them a hand here at Cheers for all they've been through. Hats off to them and all the musicians that have kept playing music through the doors here.
That's right. We've got a great lineup coming up through, too. I've been looking at the list that you've got prepared. Man, oh man, and we've got two great shows here tonight.
Yeah, incredible shows and lots, like you say, coming up in the, I've posted ahead to, I think I'm into December or January now, and so many more coming in every day. Thank you so much to all the musicians that want to be a part of the Breezeway Live.
And thanks everybody at home. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Let's rally the troops here for a good show down here at Cheers, our very first seasonal show. We've done some specials and stuff down here. Great people to work with.
Now, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, too. What a great weekend we had at home. I'm sure everybody had a good meal or 3 or 6.
Count me in for 2.
But happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're really thankful to have this guest, our first guest here at Cheers on the Breezeway Live. She was nominated last season for Female Entertainer of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Leslie Merrigan.
Thanks so much. I feel very honored to be the first to honor the stage here at Cheers. It's been an exciting summer, and we're glad to keep it going into the fall. Okay, Loretta Lynn. Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter in a cabin on a hill in Butcher Holler. We were poor, but we had love. That's the one thing my daddy made sure of. He shoveled coal to make a poor man's dollar. My daddy worked all night in the Van Leer coal mine, all day long in the field of hoeing corn. Mommy rocked the babies at night and read the Bible by the coal oil light. Everything would start all over come break of morn. My daddy raised 8 kids on a miner's pay. Mama scrubbed our clothes on a washboard every day. Well, I've seen her fingers bleed. To complain there was no need. She'd smile in Mommy's understanding way. In the summertime, we didn't have shoes to wear, but in the wintertime, we'd all get a brand new pair. From the mail order catalog, money's raised from selling a hog. Daddy always managed to get the money somewhere. Well, I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter. I remember well the well where I drew water. The work we done was hard. At night we'd sleep 'cause we were tired. I never thought of ever leaving but you're holler. Well, a lot of things have changed since way back then, and it's so good to be back home again. Not much left but the floor. Nothing lives here anymore except the memories of a coal miner's daughter. Except the memories of a coal miner's daughter. Loretta Lynn, one of the greatest of all times, in my opinion. Unfortunately, we've lost her, but we certainly haven't lost her music. So, and you will see a little bit more of her throughout our set. She is one of my favorites. So, and we do dabble in her a lot. Another great one of mine that I love to do is the Judds. So we're going to do a Judds song. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. And Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the lines between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray, and daddies really never go away? Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Grandpa, everything is changing fast. They call it progress, but I just don't know. And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past and paint me a picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget? Did families really bow their heads to pray, and daddies really never go away? Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Thanks so much. So my husband and I get to do this fairly often. We whenever we have time at home, we get to sit around with our kids who are both musically inclined, which has literally made us so proud. And we want to send this one out to our boys. Those memories of you still haunt me every night when I lay down. I'll always love you, my little darling, until the day they lay me down. In dreams of you, my body trembles. I wake up and call your name, but you're not there. And I'm so lonesome. Without your love, I'd go insane. Well, those memories of you still haunt me I'll always love you, my little darling, until the day they lay me down. I close my eyes and you're there with me. Your face I see, your lips I feel. It's not your kiss now that drives me crazy, it's just your haunting memory. 'Cause those memories of you still haunt me every night when I lay down. I'll always love you, my little darling, until the day they lay me down. No, until the day they lay me down. Thanks so much. So I'm glad you guys could all come out and have a night with us. It's awful fun to sing to people who appreciate some live music. So we're going to, what are we going to do now? The warden led a prisoner down the hallway to his doom. I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest, and I heard him tell the warden just before he reached my cell, let my guitar play and friend do my request. Let him sing me back home the songs I used to hear, and make my old memories come alive. Take me away and turn back the years. Sing me back home before I die. I recall one Sunday morning, a choir from off the streets came in to sing a few old gospel songs, and I heard him tell the singers, there's a song my mama sang. Could I hear it once before you move along? Won't you sing me back home the songs I used to hear, and make my old memories come alive? Take me away and turn back the years. Sing me back home before I die. Won't you sing me back home before I die?
Leslie and Kevin Merrigan, everybody. Great job, guys.
Yeah, well done.
Leslie,
Yes.
how many years have you been singing? Like, what got you how long? And I know, we know a lot of the answers here, but a lot of the people at home, and you've got a great crowd tuned in tonight, by the way.
So I've been singing since I was 13. The first time someone actually heard me sing and wanted me to actually sing again, I was probably in my 20s, maybe. I was kind of shy as a kid, so I mean, we sang at home because that's what we did. All of us sang, all of my siblings and I sang, but we just did it as a sort of a pastime. It was never a thing. So.
Well, I have seen video of you on stage down in Nashville, and it can't be It can't be that nervous if you're down there.
Oh, no, you can't be that nervous. You really, really can. Nashville has a way of making you comfortable, though, because you've honky-tonk since 10 a.m., so by 1, you're pretty much ready to sing anything.
The last trip down was you've met some artists.
Well, we've met a few artists in Nashville, and we've made some really great friends down there.
Do you want to give a shout out? I know you did.
Yeah, so for sure. So big, huge shout out to our friend Blaine Holcomb, who just released numerous EPs. Please check him out on Spotify. He's a upper New York State boy from Hamilton, and we just met him the first time we were in Nashville, and we literally follow him around. Like, we were waiting outside the honky tonk at 10 a.m. when he was singing, so we just love to go see him. And and his folks are great, so shout out to Jody and Dave too. And then we've also met a guy who just released an EP called Just the Tip, which we got to get a preliminary of when we were down in Nashville. And a big shout out to Roy Lee as well. So those two artists, if you want to hear some good country music, those two artists definitely check out on Spotify.
And once you go down to Nashville once, you got to return,
It's
right?
it becomes like going to your cottage. You kind of have to do it every year.
No,
Sometimes twice a year.
Since we don't know, we know lots about you, and nobody does at home, as Franny stated. Whereabouts do you guys hail from?
So I'm originally from Charlotte Lake, born, bred, raised, and still there. I trekked out in the early 2000s and corralled me a cowboy from Coburg. So Kevin's originally from Kincardine area, but we met in a hunting camp in Charlotte Lake, and he fell in love with God's country just like I did. So he's now a Charlotte Lakean.
Now there's
Nice.
a lot of history in Kevin's family with guitar playing, right from the rock too. Am I right, Kevin? Oh, yeah. And your dad, I enjoyed jamming with your dad. I had the opportunity a few times to play and jam with your dad too. Long line of music, and with your kids now is fantastic too. And everybody at home, go on and check out if you can find some of the videos that these guys share of their children too. The Breezeway's got a few too. Great up and coming kids for to keep the music in the family.
There's some silliness on there too, so skip over those ones.
Yeah, and Riley's coming upcoming show here. I think,
That's right too. Yeah,
I
we
think
got
December maybe.
Yeah.
November, December.
Yeah, he's coming out in
Fantastic.
December.
Can't wait for that. Man, that boy has grown.
Yes,
Wow.
he has. And he come
What a
and did
voice.
he come out and he did a second stage. He blew everybody away. So go back on the Breezeway archives there just from this past summer. He did a great job.
Thanks
Very
for tuning in, folks. Keep sharing us around with all your country music loving friends, and sit back and enjoy Miss Leslie Merrigan, everybody.
Thanks so much. Again, thanks to the Breezeway and the Breezeway team for keeping us singing, keeping live music in everybody's face, because we definitely need something to bring us all together, and music certainly does that. She was sitting cross-legged on the hood of a Ford, filing down her nails with an emery board, talking to her friends about people they knew and all of the things that young girls do. When she said, "You see that guy in the baseball cap? I'd like to spend some time with a boy like that." Betty said, "I've seen him at the hardware store. I think his name is Billy, but I'm not sure." They talked a little while, he passed by. She smiled at him, he just said hi. He was thinking to himself as he walked away, "Man, I'd like to meet a girl like her someday." Young love, strong love, true love, it's a new love. They're gonna make it through the hard times and walk those lines. Yeah, these ties that bind young love. Well, she just couldn't stop herself from thinking about him. At the store downtown, she saw him again. He had both hands full, he yelled, "Open the door." Said, "My name is Billy, I've seen you before. Could I help you with these? Can I give you a ride? Could I take you out on a Saturday night? She didn't have to say how she was feeling inside. He could see the answer shining in her eyes. Young love, strong love, true love. It's a new love. They're gonna make it through the hard times and walk those lines. Yeah, these ties that bind young love. Well, from that day on, you couldn't keep them apart. They were side by side and heart to heart. Mama cried as Billy slipped the ring on her hand. When the baby was born, she was crying again. They worked real hard and put some money down on a little old house on the edge of town. And that night as he held her, he couldn't believe that God had made a girl he'd never ever leave. Young love, strong love, true love. It's a new love. They're gonna make it through the hard times and walk those lines. Yeah, these ties that bind young love. Yeah, these ties that bind young love. Thanks so much. We've had a couple of series of errors here. We're playing a new guitar. I don't know if I just want to give a shout out to Deb and Rod Hopkins really quick too. I don't know if you've ever seen this guitar before, but if you know our Uncle Jim Hopkins, who passed away a few years ago, this is his guitar, and it's got it's an amazing guitar. He was an amazing man, great musician in his own right, and so we really wanted to bring it tonight to play it for Deb and Rod, who just lost Aunt Betty. So shout out to them, and we're putting the guitar to good use tonight. It's Merle Haggard. I'm tired of these dirty old cities, entirely too much work and never enough play. And I'm tired of these dirty old sidewalks. Think I'll walk off my steady job today. Turn me loose and set me free somewhere in the middle of Montana. Give me all I got coming to me, and keep your retirement and your so-called Social Security. Big city, turn me loose and set me free. I've been working every day since I was 20. I haven't got a thing to show for anything I've done. There's folks who never work and they've got plenty. I think it's time that gals like me had some fun. So turn me loose and set me free somewhere in the middle of Montana. Give me all I got coming to me, and keep your retirement and your so-called Social Security. Big city, turn me loose and set me free. I said, big city, turn me loose and set me free. Mr. Merle Haggard. So whenever we make a set list, it's usually about 3 days in advance, and I make a list, and then I get here and I go, yeah, nah, you know what? I don't want to do that one. Let's go. So if Kevin's making bad faces behind me, that's why, because I'm messing with him up here hard. This is not a well-known song, but it's well-known. If you've ever seen us sing, you've seen me sing this song. It's a Trent Tomlinson song. It's called Angels Like Him. Yes, Brenda's favorite. The sunbeam hit the gym beam and ricocheted off a bottle of Coke. Cut through the still smoldering second-hand night before smoke. With the whiskey half empty, half in me, my enemy and my friend. Last night drowned my sorrows, but today is tomorrow again. When you fall for an angel like him, you're walking on clouds. And when you're in love, you're so up, forget to look down. The higher and higher he took me, the further I fell. And it's angels like him that send girls like me straight to hell. There's a ring on his forehead on the picture where my bottle sat last night. It might look like a halo, but I know it's just a trick of the lights. Ooh, and that smile on his face has a way to fool any old fool. Yes, he came straight from heaven, but I know the devil did too. When you fall for an angel like him, you're walking on clouds. And when you're in love, you're so up, forget to look down. The higher and higher he took me, the further I fell. And it's angels like him that send girls like me straight to hell. When you fall for an angel like him, you're walking on clouds. And when you're in love, you're so up, forget to look down. The higher and higher he took me, the further I fell. And it's angels like him that send girls like me straight to hell. Yes, it's angels like him that send girls like me straight to hell. Trent Tomlinson. New guitar. Oh, sorry. So this song was originally done by George Jones. It was redone by Lori Morgan. And now it's going to be done by the Americans. Imagine a world where no music was playing, and think of a church with nobody praying. If you've ever looked up at a sky with no blue, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Have you walked in a garden where nothing was growing, or stood by a river where nothing was flowing? If you've ever seen a red rose unkissed by the dew, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Can you picture heaven with no angels singing, or quiet Sunday morning with no church bells ringing? If you've watched as the heart of a child breaks in two, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Can you picture heaven with no angels singing, or a quiet Sunday morning with no church bells ringing? If you've watched as the heart of a child breaks in two, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Yes, you've seen a picture of me without you. Thank ya.
Leslie Merrigan, everybody. What a great show we're having here tonight. We got a good crowd here out at Cheers. Join with Orpha here, our other host that we have on the show. We have 3 of us now.
Hi, everybody.
How things been, Orpha?
Good, good.
Good, good.
Yep.
Any questions for Leslie?
Well, no, yeah, you got a new host up here, Leslie. No, were you recently away on a trip? No?
Not recently.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I'm going on a trip.
Are you?
I'm going to Vegas.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
But it's not
Nice.
really a trip because it's work related. So.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's Vegas. So.
Yeah. Well, at least you're
It
going
counts.
away. That's
It
fun.
counts for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, I mentioned that Riley Merrigan, Leslie, her son is going to be on the show December the 6th. They'll be up, and Deborah Lynn will be on that show as well. So
Oh,
I just wanted to
wow.
mention that for those that were wondering about the date. Another Merrigan coming to the Breezeway stage.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a bang-up show, that one, won't it?
Sure will be. Leslie, any upcoming shows or anything that you can let us know about?
So actually, we're working on a CD that should be out. I'm gonna say end of November, December-ish. Kevin Young and Brad Harpel and a bunch of guys are getting together and getting some music together for us. So I'm looking forward to that. That's exciting. It's quite the process, way more than I thought when we got started, but it's going to be lots of fun. So.
You bet. And studio at Kevin Young's, I've been there. Great place,
Yeah.
nice and comfortable, and great musicians you got playing along with you there.
Oh, incredible musicians. And we had our second annual Fall Y'all in September and Labor Day weekend, and we had all of them come down to Sharbot Lake, and we put on one heck of a show. So it was a lot of fun.
It's always a great time in Sharbot Lake, and former winner of On Location Award of the Breezeway
Yes.
Awards. So
Yeah, for Canada
Sharbot
Day.
Lake Canada Day.
Yes,
That's
for
what it was.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, always a good time in Sharbot Lake. If you haven't
Absolutely.
been there, get there and enjoy some of the good things that are happening in Sharbot Lake.
Absolutely.
Must be really pretty up there right now,
It's
too.
beautiful up there. We actually, on Monday, we went on a side-by-side ride to Wheeler's Pancake House, which is in McDonald's Corners, just north of us, and it was absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful.
Bet.
I think
Yeah.
there was one cloud in the sky, maybe.
That's good. Now, just before we get them back to playing music, Orpha, we should go through the sponsors, our
Yeah.
good sponsors. Very important part of the Breezeway Live.
Hand me my glasses.
So, all started out with HSDS, which is Hayward Secure Driving Services.
I have to put my eyes on so I can see what
yeah,
I'm doing.
you got to be able to see, Orpha.
Well, I'll start out then with Mill Pond Music and Entertainment, because without Mill Pond,
Thanks,
we
Orphan.
wouldn't be here either.
Well, we're glad to be here with you, right alongside of you. So, Share-A-Tune Sound and Lighting, Tim Peters always been helpful as far as our sound goes and continues to be involved, and thank them very much.
And Port Hope Denture Clinic, who is a big sponsor for us.
Yes, and Cathroy Stables, and Kathy's in the house tonight here at Cheers. Awesome.
And Northumberland Tire.
Yes, Northumberland Tirecraft. Awesome to have them aboard. Our Brooking Tree Service.
Yes, that was the other one.
Out of Port Hope. Very busy for them, and glad to have them aboard. Good group of sponsors there.
There is a nice big group.
Kudos to you guys for helping us to bring live music to people at home and in various venues. Thank you very much for your support all along the way.
Oh, yeah. We couldn't do it without sponsors, really.
Yeah, now let's get back to some music, folks. Thanks again for watching. Put your hands together one more time for Leslie Merrigan.
Thanks very much. The sun goes down in Calvin County. Neon lights from an old beer sign shone through the window out on the sidewalk. I walked in to pass the time. I looked around, sat down at a table, ordered beef on rye and a glass of wine. Then through the door came a little old lady. She was selling paper roses, and they only cost a dime. Paper Rosie, Paper Rosie, she sold you paper roses, and they only cost a dime. Silver hair that's lost its gold, with trembling hands as she passed the rose. Red crepe paper made nature's bouquet. Help a little old lady buy a rose today. I took the rose from her trembling hand. With eyes of age, she smiled and walked away. Like a breath of spring, I could smell the rose. It came alive as I heard her say, buy my roses, pretty roses. They're only made of paper, and they only cost a dime. I went to look for her outside. A spray of roses lay by her side. The sky lit up and the choir sang 1,000 voices as the church bells rang. They sang Rosie, paper Rosie. She sold you paper roses, and they only cost a dime. Paper Rosie, paper Rosie. She sold you paper roses, and they only cost a dime. Gene Watson. I have to take my shoes off. It's an unwritten rule. when you sing Deanna Carter, you got to do it with in your bare feet. So, in my bare feet. Flowers and wine is what I thought I would find when I came home from working tonight. Well, now here I stand over this frying pan, and you want a cold one again. I bought these new heels, did my nails, had my hair done just right. Thought this new dress was a sure bet for romance tonight. Well, it's perfectly clear between the TV and beer, I won't get so much as a kiss. As I head for the door, I turn around to be sure. Did I shave my legs for this? Now, when we first met, you promised we'd get a house on a hill with a pool. Well, this trailer stays wet, and we're swimming in debt. Now you want me to go back to school. I bought these new heels, did my nails, had my hair done just right. Thought this new dress was a sure bet for romance tonight. Well, it's perfectly clear between the TV and beer, I won't get so much as a kiss. As I head for the door, I turn around to be sure. Did I shave my legs for this? Well, darling, did I shave my legs for this? All right. Okay, we're going to do a Sarah Evans song after I have a drink of water. This is called 3 Chords and a Truth. On a highway bound for nowhere, I ran my fingers through my tangled hair as I pulled in for another tank of freedom. With 100 miles behind me and 1,000,000 more to go, I was trying to put some distance between us. I turned on the radio and a voice came over sweet and low, and I didn't know the tears were gonna start. What amazed me even more is I'd never heard that song before, but somehow I knew each word by heart, and I don't know why, I don't know how, but with his song he turned my life and this old car around just when I thought I was over you. He changed my mind with 3 chords and the truth. Found a payphone at a truck stop. I said a prayer as a quarter dropped. Oh, please be home. I know that I was wrong. Honey, don't talk, just listen. I think I found what I was missing in a song I heard tonight on the radio. And I don't know why, I don't know how, but with his song he turned my life and this old car around just when I thought I was over you. 3 chords and the truth. Oh, just when I thought I was over you, he changed my mind with 3 chords and the truth. Now what are we going to do? So when I was growing up, this song was played, I think, every single time a gang of us would get together. And I think it was more a challenge to see who could remember the words. So I'm needing to confront my little cheat sheet here. So bear with me. Where did we? Carroll County's pointed out as kind of square. The biggest thing that happens is the county fair. I guess that's why it seemed like such a big event. What we call the Carroll County accident. The wreck was on the highway just inside the lines. Walter Browning lost his life, and for a time it seemed that Mary Ellen Jones would surely die. But she lived long enough for her to testify. Walter Browning was a happy married man, and he wore a golden wedding ring upon his hand. But it was gone, and no one knew just where it went. He lost it in the Carroll County accident. Mary Ellen testified he flagged her down, said he was sick and could she drive him into town. And no one ever doubted what she said was true, 'cause she was well respected in the county too. I went down to see the wreck like all the rest, the bloody sheets, the broken thing, the tangled mess. But I found something no one else had even seen behind the dash in Mary's crumpled up machine. A little matchbox circle by a rubber band, and inside the ring from Walter Browning's hand. It took a while to figure out just what it meant, the truth about the Carroll County accident. By dark of night I dropped that ring into a well, and I took a sacred oath that I would never tell the truth about the Carroll County accident, 'cause the county ordered Dad a marble monument. I lost him in the Carroll County accident. I don't think we've ever sang that song before. You know, that's one of those songs where I say to Kevin, hey, you know what? We haven't sang that song before. Let's throw that in this one. He's like, what? So you're welcome once again, Kevin. Okay. I want to make sure I have the last 2 songs picked out. So if I could get a 2-song warning, you give me a 2-song warning, I would appreciate it very much. Thank you. Okay, well, we're going to do a little bit of a newer song now, some Miranda Lambert. Me and Charlie boy used to go walking, sitting in the woods behind my house, being lovers, man, a stolen kiss, and holding hands with nobody else around. Charlie said he wanted to get married, but we were only 10, so we had to wait. but we never let our love run dry like so many do these days. So treat your love like a firefly, like it only gets to shine for a little while. Catch it in a mason jar with holes in the top and run like hell to show it off. Well, old promises we'd make when we go walking, that's just me and Charlie talking. Charlie always said he'd like to leave here. He turned 18 and left our sleepy town. Letters came and went and I kept waiting for Charlie to come back and bring the life he'd found. Funny how time and distance change you. The road you take don't always lead you home. You can start a love with good intentions and you look up and it's gone. So you treat your love like a firefly, like it only gets to shine for a little while. Catch it in a mason jar with holes in the top and run like hell to show it off. Well, old promises we'd make when we go walking, that's just me and Charlie talking. Well, now and then I sometimes think of Charlie, how we thought we knew it all back then. Now I'd give anything to feel love from a child's heart again. So you treat your love like a firefly, like it only gets to shine for a little while. Catch it in a mason jar with holes in the top and run like hell to show it off. Well, old promises we'd make when we go walking, that's just me and Charlie talking. Oh, promises we'd make when we go walking, that's just me and Charlie talking.
Woo! Leslie and Kevin Merrigan, everybody.
Yeah. What
Boy,
a
they got
show.
good bunch of people tuned in tonight. Lots of great
Yes.
comments here for you guys to go back through. Tons of comments here.
Yes, thanks a lot for joining us here on the Breezeway Live stage again here at Cheers, guys. Always good to have you down from Charlotte
And
Lake.
we're going to give you enough time to do two more songs.
Awesome.
Greg, who do we got coming up on the next show here that's going to be at
Next
8
week,
o'clock?
October 18th, right here at Cheers, starting at 6:45. We have Tony Green, and we're going to follow that up with Courtney Kane.
Great show. And she's great entertainment.
You bet.
On the second stage this summer, it was great. And our show coming up.
Coming up here at 8 o'clock, folks. We're going to go off after Leslie's show and come back on at 8 o'clock with Whiskey Smoke, everybody.
Woo,
So
can't
make
wait.
sure you tune back in at 8 o'clock.
All right, everybody, put your virtual hands together. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming down.
Yeah,
Leslie and Kevin Merrigan.
Yeah.
Thanks again for you guys for having us. When I was asked to do the show, it was before Loretta Lynn died, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought I really need to. She's had such an impact on me. I come from, I don't know if you know this about me, but I come from a really long line of very strong pig-headed women, and Loretta Lynn is like our, yeah, absolutely. So my last two songs, one is by Loretta and one is going to be a tribute to Loretta. So that's how I'd like to end out the show tonight. Well, you called to tell me something. You say I ought to know that he don't love me anymore and I've got to let him go. Well, you say you're gonna take him, oh, but I don't think you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. Well, women like you, they're a dime a dozen. You can buy them anywhere. For you to get to him, I'd have to move over, and I'm gonna stand right here. It'll be over my dead body. Oh, so get out while you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. Now sometimes a man's caught looking at things that he don't need. He took a second look at you, but he's in love with me. Well, I don't know where that leaves you, oh, but I know where I stand, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. No, women like you, they're a dime a dozen. You can buy them anywhere. For you to get to him, I'd have to move over, and I'm gonna stand right here. It'll be over my dead body. Oh, so get out while you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. No, you ain't woman enough to take my man. All right. So if you've been following along with all the tributes to Loretta Lynn, you've definitely heard this song. This is a Carly Pearce song that I actually learned before Loretta passed away. And she did a duet with Patty Loveless, and it was all my favorite things rolled into one good song. So I'm gonna attempt to do it justice. Dear Miss Loretta, I ain't ever met ya, but I'm lonely tonight, and I just bet ya have some wisdom to pull off that shelf. Your songs were all fun till I lived them myself. I ain't a coal miner's daughter, but my grandmother was. Must be whiskey in the water, must be bourbon in the blood. I'm a long way from Kentucky, but the hurting's the same. Now I know why you sang that way. Oh, what ended up tough started out broken. What ended up lost ended up broken. Lifetime of pain was 3 minutes long. You weren't ashamed when the world sang along. I ain't a coal miner's daughter, but my grandmother was. Must be whiskey in the water, must be bourbon in the blood. I'm a long way from Kentucky, but the hurting's the same. Now I know why you sang that way. Dear Miss Loretta, we grew up too fast. And I hope you can tell me how you made it last. I ain't a coal miner's daughter, but I've sung it all my life. But I've been an ex-wife, and I see your truth, and I feel your pain. Now I know why you sang that way. Now I know why you sang that way.
Woo! Leslie and Kevin Merrigan, everybody.
Yeah. Great job.
I
Great
don't
show.
think I heard that song before, Leslie.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to be
it's
checking that
a
out.
great song. It's a great song. It's way better when you remember all the words and you're not nervous as heck. So
Oh, you're working on it. You're working
yeah,
on
we're
it.
working on it.
Great job.
Thanks
and
so
thank
much
you.
for having us.
Thanks for coming all that way down, guys. I very much appreciate it. And looking forward to having your young lad take the stage
Absolutely,
here, too.
we are too.
Yeah.
We are too.
All right. What a great show. What a great way to kick off tonight here at Cheers. Still another great show to come. Whiskey Smoke coming up at 8 o'clock. Don't forget to tune back in, folks.
All right, once again, everybody, hit that like button, hit the share button, show a little love, and tune back in here at 8 o'clock. We've got Whiskey Smoke coming right up.
Yeah.
Thank